Happy birthday, New Life Fellowship. This is Pastor Joel Smith, and I actually was the founding pastor of New Life Fellowship. And then a few years into planting the church, Bo Sanders came on our staff and became your second pastor after I moved on back down to Pennsylvania. Some of my memories of starting New Life Fellowship are the fact that the Glens Falls Church, Pine Knolls Alliance, gave us the core team to start the church, and I was on the staff there for about 6 to 8 months before planting the church, and worked with Pastor Scott Borden, who was great to work with. Really enjoyed working with him, Steve Van Dixhorn, the whole staff up there. And we started in the Saratoga Mall, which no longer exists. It's not on the face of this earth anymore, but maybe in a landfill somewhere. And we had some great times there. The church grew from 60 people to close to 400 people before the mall was raised, and then we had to move on from there. But we met at 3 different locations in the mall. First, we met right across from Taco Bell. And the manager of Taco Bell liked us, so he would give us free Taco Bell, especially if we were witnessing to somebody or talking with someone or counseling somebody. He would always let us come down, get some Taco Bell, talk and whatever. And we led a lot of people to Christ right there in the mall. Then we went to the back of the mall, which faced the Wilton Mall, the newer Wilton Mall, which is probably still there, I would imagine. And there was a big fabric store that we took over there, which was a larger venue and a big glass windows in the back. It was the most beautiful sight that we met in the mall. As you can tell, I really liked it. And we had our offices in there, and also had, and my biggest memory there was having an Easter Sunday where we had over 500 people, and the Continental Singers came and sang and helped us with worship that Sunday. So just really enjoyed that. And then we moved from there to what was the old James Way space and took over half of that. And it was funny because on the other half of it was a flea market. So they would come in on Sunday morning while we were having worship and start setting up the flea market. And there wasn't much of a sound barrier between us and the flea market, so that got interesting some Sundays. Another big memory was doing all the free car washes at the Walmart there off of exit 15. And we would offer free car washes, and we say we're doing this to show God's love in a practical way. I think one of the Saturdays we washed close to 300 cars in about 4 hours. We had quite the assembly line going, but it touched a lot of people with God's love. So keep touching Saratoga Springs with God's love, and show people that New Life Fellowships is more than brick and mortar. It's people who love people and point people to Jesus Christ. God bless you guys on your birthday.
Hey, New Life Fellowship, this is Bo Sanders, and I wanted to say happy birthday. I can't believe 19 years ago I moved out from Redding, California after I graduated college to become the assistant pastor with Pastor Joel in the mall. And through all those wild years where we rented the gymnasium over at Light and Life, and then we ended up building our own building, and we had the season of Jubilee and renewal. Oh man, that was a wild decade. And so I just wanted to say happy birthday. And I am so happy for the time that I spent with you. And I pray for God's blessing for you very regularly. And I love to hear the updates.
Hey, my name is Mark Forsythe, and I was the pastor at New Life for 6.5 years. And it was a real privilege to be able to serve the community and the church people. And I want to thank you for inviting me back for these brief moments just to say hi and to congratulate you on such a great and awesome occasion. I just want you to know that I, as well as the other pastors at New Life, and I could probably speak for all of us to say that we understand what Paul wrote to the Corinthians when Paul said, I may have planted the seed, but Apollos watered, and it was God who gave the increase. The thing I love so much about New Life Fellowship is that it's always been about God. It's always been a God thing. It's never been a man thing. It's never been man's idea or man's personality that's driven what is behind and what is New Life Fellowship, but it's been about God. And I want to encourage you to keep that as the main focus of everything you are and everything you do. Now, one of the things I so highly remember is that when Jesus told us to be the light, said, you are the light of the world. Remember that? Jesus didn't say, look, you should be the light, or maybe you will be the light, or maybe you could be the light. No, he said, be the light. In other words, Jesus was saying, I don't have a plan B. You are it. You're plan A, and there is no other to reach your community. And that's exactly what you've been doing for the past 20 years. So today is a day to celebrate, to remember all that God has done, all that God will do in the future yet to come. So let this be a great occasion for everybody. My prayer, my hope, is that the next 20 years will see God do even more incredible things as He continues to use you to expand His kingdom in the Capital District, particularly in Saratoga Springs. God bless.